Second class trial. We're doing this again. We have to argue about who killed our friend. Let me know in the comment section right now who you think actually murdered Chihiro. Obviously, if you know, don't put it. But if you don't know and you'd like to guess, definitely be sure to guess. And of course, if you get it wrong, you could always edit the comments and make it look like you did incredibly well. We've finished preparations. We're going straight into this. Back to the trial. I don't have to talk much this episode, which is brilliant.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Because, you know, that's a fair rule.
Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Which was stupidly left at the scene of the crime. We have to make clear what was used to deliver the final blow. This really should not need to be debated, but you know, slowly getting back into it is fine, don't worry. Have I forgot how to play? Probably. So, let's see what happens. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Indeed.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh. Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, that's what happens when you mess it. Okay, it's gonna speed through this part.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, you're wrong. Shit, I missed.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay, well. I already forgot how to play.
Chihiro's. It appears it was.
According to the
Okay, that's how you slow it.
What kind of blunt? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Oh, come on.
Interesting. That certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Really? This is how I'm starting. I'm starting off this badly.
It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt? I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go. Fuck. Alright, this is how we're starting the class trial, lads. By not doing anything right.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Because you know the killer's not dumb enough to get rid of it.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
You check that?
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
And wait for Fumi on this one. You're a weird girl.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Yeah?
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Because you know they're going to be in the school. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. New element, absolutely. Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. There's a way to keep white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button attached to the silencer, which shoot down a white noise. You shoot an actual remark for your silencer, the time limit will decrease. Oh, but your action difficulty set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all, so you forget about it. What's that action difficulty? Can I change that? No, apparently not. Pause. Okay, damn it. Ah, there one was. Culprit is Genocide Jack.
As far as I'm concerned.
Oh, we get extra top clicking up.
That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on!
What?
There's just no proof for it.
Boom, easy. Okay, we're back on track, lads. But we got it.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Well, Byakuya found
I
it.
guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Which is creepy as hell, but you know, police probably actually have these.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
That could not be more wrong.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
What do I have to tell them? How it's positioned. Easy, and we're getting our hearts back. Perfect.
In every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh, okay, we just spilled the beans.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What?
I like how even you're confused.
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Thanks.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Sort of sure, I feel like I understand it. What means Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not to be Toko? The answer is she's not just one person, but multiple people. Oh god, Hammond's Gambit, what am I spelling? I have really bad, like, whatever. Oh, that wasn't actually too bad. Yeah, so, sure.
Now I understand.
I thought that would be a lot harder than it actually was. I got worried for a second. I
Is it
thought I'd make an
because
idiot of
Genocide
myself
Jack
on stream.
has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing that shows Dakota has a split personality is her behavior change.
I got it!
Her arriving late wouldn't make
Talking
sense.
about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, you dead? And then laughing like a maniac. Also hit her head real hard. Well, there's a front and a back, and a top inning and a bottom, deceived truth and web of lies. This is quite concerning, yeah.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Hmm?
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Sup? I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Because you're an ass.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Here we go.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I couldn't keep our promise. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Excuse me?
That's the only reason I promised.
Excuse me?
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
You're a dick.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second... Sup?
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
You're terrifying on a number of levels.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Yep, yeah, that one. That question.
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Fucking ballistic.
So intense.
Insane.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
No one says that.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom.
What does that
or
mean?
How in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun.
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Oh yes, he's also super polite, as you can tell. And it's terrifying.
You might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
No comment on that one.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Okay, no, yeah, that one's true. They could not really stop her.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Don't follow that one.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
It doesn't. Don't listen to that one.
Just kidding again.
Yeah, there you go.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
She'd be in prison.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. I need to get some more details about all of this. Alright, do we have more than one truth bullet? Come on, up the game. Damn it.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more
Damn it.
proof do we need? Give it up.
God, she's insane. Alright.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
when you compare your past,
The modus operandi matches completely.
Shut up, you.
No.
You literally know about the status of the dead body. You showed me how everything was fit down. Don't try and, I don't know, get dumb about it.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you.
Okay, that insult was completely unnecessary, Jill. Come on.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Do you brag about this?
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
I am not wrong in thinking that she has a thing with food and compares everything a lot, if I remember. So prepare for like food references throughout this whole thing.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One day, Clifton's about the murder. First of Genocide Jack cases had stomach and neck. Fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Which is disgusting thinking about that.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini,
Yep, this
then
is
the
still it.
arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Yep, okay, food.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Second difference relates to how she was suspended. In photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all of it was stabbed through the hands. See a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
How do you have a hold of that?
Like I said, I'm a professional. professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
I forgot how annoying the food thing was. Okay.
Huh?
Thanks, Jill.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Pattern challenges like cat picks and Chihiro's don't fit into. Because Chihiro was a girl. Got it.
Because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken, Chihiro, I don't even want to try and say these names. I'm sorry, I'm not going through that.
Guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
You're weird.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
I don't know anything about Italian chefs, so no.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly car!
Lowly? Cur?
That one was an insult. You can see he's not happy there.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive,
Oh yeah, this part.
why would I bother with the message and arrangement?
Oh, I thought some
It would
gaps.
be the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Never mind, this part.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school? Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
That's what you think.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
You should know, she just has them on lock.
She's fully equipped. That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime.
You should be worried about
Why
you.
would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
You're either incredibly nice or incredibly murderous. That sounds stupid now I think about it.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
It is the person who could have copied Genocide Jack cases. You know, there's just one little flaw in their plan, you know, about showing me the fact that they knew everything and how to do it high.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Remember, he's not afraid of, like, murder of a thing.
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was Because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
You need to be put away.
What's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting
I need to
suspicious?
sneeze.
Surely you must have an answer.
Ugh.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
Apologies.
the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious, wouldn't you agree? It seems nobody searched locker rooms. Let's go straight to the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Clear contradiction to what he just said. You need to make it clear. New elements! Sure, what you got for us, Chief? True flashbacks. If you aim a weak spot and hold down left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a truth bullet. Oh crap, yeah. But you can use it as many times as you want. It might be wise to memorize a different weak spot to use in your case. You have to use your wits about it. If you don't use the flashbacks, you won't refute anything. Good luck and have fun. I forget about this feature later on in the thing. So yeah, this truth bullet isn't needed.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You need to be put away as well. You stop drooling over there.
Reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shut up.
No, that's wrong.
Well, no, he's right, but...
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
No, that's a very strong reasoning.
Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's wrong with Byakuya's attitude? He doesn't even care. I've got in a corner reacting like it has nothing to do with him.
Matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Remember, he thinks this is a game.
There is. I think.
There is more to it.
Thank you, now you're
Think
talking.
about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible for this, what could it be? I am generally confused. Yeah, what have we got here? Library desk lamp. I feel like we don't need this.
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
He's not wrong.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
I don't see how this class is so dumb to not notice the extension cord and think it's a rope the whole time. It's clearly an extension cord. You could probably even just look at it and know the difference. Especially seeing this. No, actually, they do know. I just thought the secret about a character that we learn later on, and I was like, oh, but they should have figured it out. No, they definitely do know.
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. Totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, was that just now? Something's not right. Chihira's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? There's something off about what he said.
I got it!
Scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
You need to get slapped.
She was found dead
oh wait, that
in
happens
the
later.
girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
I like how he looks confused.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Did you just... Did I take you off your guard? When it suddenly moves to the crime scene, Byakuya had been so confident up to now, maybe even realised the scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There's someone that switched between the boys and the girls' locker room. Da 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 da.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Oh, thanks for that input.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It's not the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Da, 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 da. Got it. I don't know what I'm doing.
The girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, you're gonna put something useful in?
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Definitely. Broken the handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it.
Go on.
She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Ooh.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Ah, screw you.
No, that's wrong.
But he actually put in something useful about the main hall handbooks, which we explored earlier.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro's killed in the girls' locker room. Byakuya's one who really did it. I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Thank you for speaking up like the third time this whole class trial.
You finally decide to open your mouth, and that's what you've got
Even
to say?
Mondo's just like, I've contributed more than you.
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. What do you think you're doing?
Monaco was just like, hold the phone.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then.
Oh my
declare
gosh.
an official class trial recess.
For real?
I think this is the only time you get a
Now
recess
then,
in the game,
what is
so.
it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Yeah. So before I even knew what was happening, class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was the murder scene. God, we've just left her hanging there.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Oh, this part, right. Want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her.
You are not doing anything.
Like using our hands.
In fact, no, since I know what happens. Yeah, Hifumi, I volunteer you. I'm sure you'll be very happy with the outcome.
No, wait.
Oh yeah, your little pansy.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds,
You're
know?
creeped out.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Sakura is more manly than any of the dudes in this room.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
You need to stop.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Put her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Oh, damn, yeah, she has like an angry fall.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes started wildly sharing out Chihiro's lifeless form, her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
And... there it is.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro's a dude.
A guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Monokuma.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Yeah.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from
Gasp.
there.
People want to cross-dress.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it.
I do.
But the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even
And
crossed my
because
mind.
the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So all of you who had the hots for Chihiro, you're gay. Sorry.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Meaning?
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very...
Stop saying that, I don't care. Shine
What
you.
about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
So smug. Shut up.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Which is
Are you fucking with
messed
us right
up.
now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
So posh and regal and not Mondo.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
You weren't listening.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Make up your mind.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
No.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Stop treating it as a game. This is really killer who murdered Chihiro. There's only one thing we can be sure about the killer. The killer's able to gain access to a real murder scene, which must mean
I got it!
killer's a dude. Since crime scenes in the boys' locker room, you need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have to use their own. It has to have been a guy. Still not enough, we need more clues. I just remembered how Leon's handbook got broken. Oh, so that's the count.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
No.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
Damn it.
It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Never mind, I got the wrong one. Okay, glad I missed. God, I'm not having the best time of this trial, am I?
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto? The way she
The
says
rest
that.
of You had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Dormitory. No, okay, the way she says stuff is funny to me.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Thanks.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
And so do you, and you could just tell us and explain it, and this would all be over. But you know, since I'm the main character, I gotta do everything.
Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Ah, this is where the first mistake comes up. I shouldn't spoil it. I shouldn't be like, something's gonna happen here. No, I should just leave it for you guys to watch.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
Yoink.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry, Mondo.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I like how even he's confused. Like, I said a thing. So I'm stuffing a track jacket into his duffel bag, and I assume he'd head off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Yeah, this is gonna happen a lot.
Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into a bag in a hurry, like she was trying to hide it, and then she was gone.
when
He was
Celeste
gone.
noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew he did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
This girl's poker face.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked, the way he was acting, because I hate him. The way he was acting?
There was a certain...
Okay,
Mondo, was it really you?
Oh wait, I thought that was wrong and I skipped over some shit. Shit! Fuck. Shit. The fingers are pointed towards Mondo now. That's what's important.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
God, I'm done.
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that.
Oh, don't you
This was
start.
a false accusation.
Right, they're manly bond.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
What do you want?
That's what my little ghost...
Shut up.
Yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
And it must belong to... Chihiro?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the
right,
scene
there
of
we
the
go.
crime, right?
I was confused about that one.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Totally.
It must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How much get broken? There's only one possible thing. By exploiting a book. Oh.
Shoot!
Shit.
I got it!
Okay, oh, I don't think...
You
Okay.
already told us before that the handbook has one weak point.
Oh,
didn't
damn
you?
it, right.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow
shut
and
up.
allow me to make a special announcement? The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
No, you didn't.
You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Never mind, he knew.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
There you go, life lesson.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
There you go.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
I don't know. Who could have accidentally taken their handbook into the sauna out of the people we know have been into the sauna?
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
You might have brought their handbook into the sauna. Has to be one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It's like, I'm not, you all know who it is. I'm not gonna just flick through everyone. Where are they? Come here, you.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
What happened to you during the sauna? I don't
Mondo
understand.
and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
I also learned that the towel was over his hair. But...
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I don't want to believe it either, but I found something beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Let's test
Let's-
Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct,
Let's say this
then
one.
Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Show us.
No, that's wrong.
Show us, nerd. God, we're already going over an hour. I'm sorry these episodes are so long, but it's kind of the point of the series.
Is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
You just kind of stole it. It's not even like borrowing it. They're dead.
Exchanging handbooks books with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Alright, let's see what happens here. Closing argument. Let's see what has happened here. So, Chihiro stuffing the little pad and Celeste is there looking all creepy and cool hanging by the door. I'm gonna assume she noticed the duffel bag. Yep. This leads her to put it quickly in the bag and wave goodbye. Next, she got to the locker room where she met the suspected killer. In which case, what? Your suspected killer did what? Oh wait. Oh, we missed this part here. Got to the boys' locker room. So she... lifted the card reader and got in. Next, we head to this part. Chihiro, blah 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 blah. The killer lifted up the dumbbell, struck over the head, splat. And it got everywhere, got on post, got the carpet. You dropped the dumbbell, looking at what you've done. Chihiro's dead, blah blah blah. At 3, you rolled up the carpet. Oh, that's there, so we're gonna have to change that later on. You rolled up the carpet, you took down the poster. And then you went to the girls' locker room. Swiped the handbook, went inside. Let's see. You rolled up poster, put that down, swap the crime scene. Byakuya comes in, he sees the thing, uses the extension cord, and he writes bloodlust on the thing here. At 5, you go into the sauna, throw in the handbook, and then what? It starts to break. It starts to break. We're not going to reenact because we need to go back, because if this scene is already taken, what I did over here was wrong. So we're going to say... what do we say here? This one. Sure? Okay, we'll go with this for now.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Ah, that's right, good.
Something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Damn it. Damn it. Oh, the only thing I could think of is the fact that it's the handcard thing.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in, she made, but how could...
Damn it, again? Shit, I can only do this 2 more times. Right, there's no other thing that leads me to believe it was that one.
The killer is you!
God, I am fucking this up.
But how could...
Yes, there we go. Hey!
Simple. because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him.
There we go.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Yeah, we got it.
Those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
Easy.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
I don't think anyone calls it that, not even police procedures.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Because you know he's an ass.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Because you know he's just handling a dead body.
String up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime.
Like an
he wanted
ass.
to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, there, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
So,
Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
I like how he uses their last name once he figures it out.
Wait. No. This can't be right.
Whatever bonding moment you two had needs to stop now, Taka. Come on.
Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
I can. I just did. Evidence Mondo's the killer. That revealed itself earlier. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. You'd like to hear more? Absolutely. About fever time and Niga time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. That only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make best possible use of your time. Won't be fair if only you got access to a special feature, so prefer something called Niga time that your opponent can use. Opponent uses this time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear and make it a bit tougher to hit buttons in rhythm. If you guys activate fever time at this point, nothing will happen. I don't know what I'm worried about. If your action set to gentle, your opponent won't use this ability. Good luck, have fun. Thank you. Alright. Alright, we have to argue with you, because you're an ass.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
I know you won't.
I refute you. False.
You have to focus so much on this one. It doesn't seem like it, but I'm like leaning forward, focusing.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
I use my ability during it.
Show me some evidence.
Why does his ability last longer?
I won't listen. False.
Oh, don't worry, I knocked him down already.
Show me some evidence.
Broken e-handbook. Come on, Taka, you gotta accept the truth sometime.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that,
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Welp, happened. Hey, Abby. Nice of you to join the stream. You just missed a class trial. Hey, got an A. That won't happen in my exams. So there's that. Right. Yeah, just missed a trial.
Bro, what are you saying?
I love you too.
I got no choice.
Oh, dude, I'll call you after I
If they're
finish
hearing
this
all
part of the
that,
stream.
I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Oh, Mondo.
Wait, hold on.
You stop.
No waiting, no holding on.
Oh, you've been waiting for a while? Oh, I just...
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for.
I've not seen the message.
Grab
Never mind
your
then.
lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the blackened this time around?
Lurking. That's
Will
not
you
terrifying.
make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I just love the slow rotate spin wheel thing.
What?
This time, it looks like you got it right again. The blacken that chilled Chihiro Furusaki was Mondo Owada. In case you were wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Taka chose the wrong answer. Treading very closely to the danger zone, you need to be more careful. Refuse to believe it, there's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
I like how Leon was like freaking out about it, trying to defend himself, whereas Mondo's just like, I'm sorry. Why'd you do it?
Now then.
Looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, allow me to explain on his behalf. The murder of the story this time is a sad story of two men. For anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit Control key to fast forward the text. We're gonna listen to this. Once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Furusaki, an extreme inferiority complex regarded his own lack of strength. You're weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like this as long as he could remember. Couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further into that weakness, and took on the form of this young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Nobody had anything to say about even though you're a boy. How tight he wrapped himself up in that shell. The inferiority complex he had already taken rooted deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger. And weak.
Weak.
Yeah, you're weak. We get it. Once the kindergarten began to hit school, he had no choice but to accept his fate. After all, the world would survive. For the fittest, you're not only strong. If you're not strong, you don't survive. This is true. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge, because you're a dick. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
That's something Chihiro can let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about it now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later, after I try my best to become strong. Annoyingly, he could have used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become even stronger.
That's right.
Now's my
I want
chance.
to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so when someone says, you know, you're a boy, I'll be okay. Which is very, like, forward-thinking and noble and, like, good of this guy. Good job, Chihiro, for support your decision. That day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. Sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it'd be good to ask for someone's help, but he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help from there. The person he went to
that's right.
was Mondo. The bikie gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he could confide in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always inspired to. It is that toxic masculinity that's on play here. He was talking to Mondo about help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo help to become strong. I think they messed up the text there. That was meant to be Monokuma speaking. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So that's why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise Chihiro made. You mean that's why Mondo carried the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
That's exactly what I meant. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. Real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. How does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
If everyone knew he'd killed the boys in the locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room. Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro by putting it in the girls' locker room. And Mondo had kept a promise to Chihiro, who he also killed. Because, you know, why did he do it? Well, here to what the more I don't understand. You guys trust each other, right? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing memory and secrets exposed.
What is this?
It's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone else to know, even about killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Yeah, how many times do I have to repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. See, Byakuya, you're such a dick, but you're so right, like most of these times. Why don't I tell you the embarrassing memory?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? Oh, fuck, yeah, he killed his own brother. Shit, yeah, this is a thing. He also went bike gang leader, made riffraffs across the country. The only reason he had a chance to join the gang was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was this guy. Nothing but respect for him. It was because of him he only got on a motorcycle. Was his only family, so Mondo had to respect him. To measure up to his big brother, he imitated him. And is that like, look up to your old brother sort of dude. Grown is the big spike can number. It's early. I'm tired. I can't talk either. Peaches and gravy. When Mondo started to think how he'd overtake from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, reputation. Kid's gonna take over from Dia, huh? Dia created his gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that to make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard gossips and whispers from the other gang members, because, you know, gangs are dicks. Don't join gangs. Which is why...
I just...
Just one time, no matter what I gotta win.
With me.
I don't care what it takes, I'm gonna come out top. On the night of this amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. Kid brother pushed ahead with reckless ambition, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, get yeeted out of the way. And in the kid brother's arm, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid, I fucked up. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault to blame, but he never blamed him for what happened. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. I mean, it's not his fault. You kind of dashed into traffic to save him. decided to hide the truth of what happened to everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together, he kept the promise made to his brother and never admit that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. As a result, the team was made stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. It came the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so badly he's willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
So we had Chihiro early going weak. Now Mondo's saying he's strong. As soon as our killing game began, he realised no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the secrets. And of course, you know his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, would have been for nothing. That's why, as I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head just filled up with kind of fuzzy uneasiness and I just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do. Wasn't sure what to think or say. That fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock hard lump of anxiety. And right about then, Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. He told me a secret.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I lied. Why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this? You kept that secret all this time. If anyone found out, you'd... You're right, but...
I want to change.
I want to change. Wrapped himself in lies a week, I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife to my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. It's so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
You're saying I should... You're saying I should just say it.
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret. I was jealous. Jealous of Chihiro's strength, which is just ironic in this situation. I had strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it. It's the kind of strength I never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
You're making fun of me. I'm strong. Are you fucking with me?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. Felt I could hear something starting to creak inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why'd you have to tell me all of that? You're trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I really admire you. Your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. And then he just kind of snaps.
You son of a bitch!
I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I just stared at him down on the ground.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
So nobody's so aggressive, so angry. Hid that weak side away from everyone. That was a secret, a weakness that lived in his heart and is turned into cold-blooded. God damn it. Don't you laugh, you asshole. You're all just like him. The secret from a past, from a memory. He killed another human in cold blood. Couldn't cut free from his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere there? Because I don't. God. Alright, Taka. You're getting mad. Punishment time.
It can't be.
Yeah, you still got this to go through.
Well now.
That's what I promised, right? The Blackened deserves the peace will be punished. Again, I did say this in the first one. Taka's death is the most brutal out of everyone, just like from my perspective. So this one isn't as bad.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Because of course you have. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
And as usual, I'm gonna shut up for this part.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Man got turned into butter. Laugh at death, your soul will forever be at peace. Another murder and another execution. I was lives are taken so lightly. Feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Attackers' sad screams invaded our schools, were each forced to realise once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end. Shut up! Completely insane. A game, one of our friends is dead.
Naturally.
Of course I do, because it's a game of life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't respond to accept that. Just don't understand why you go out your way to disguise wonders to crime.
What?
It's not obvious, because it made things more interesting. You're such a prick. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, it was in the library as usual.
Honestly,
So ignore the nighttime rule. It was never a matter to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
there is nothing to be done.
I don't care. Continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my rooms when I stumbled upon him. Spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside, saw the corpse. You witnessed the murder? I was such a fool. Didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well,
That's right.
Indeed, but that had been the end of it. How boring would that have been? What a waste of time to have that answer revealed right at the beginning. That's why I decided to lend a helping hand. Thought it'd liven things up.
I see.
That's hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko decided to use that to create a fake murder scene. If I figured out, you'd be dead too. Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. But of course, I could feel a sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I decide to become the Blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yeah, we're done listening to your story. Piss off.
Hey,
Something like that,
What's
Monokuba.
you.
I'd perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? Why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all the despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. He's not over-exaggerating. We'll get to that later on in the story. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. Mean. Okay, what's going on? Good grief, I don't understand why I have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, and I'm going to stand alone as the victor. Nothing else will be revealed to me. Noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up. Let me just say, after I've achieved my complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you.
In the name of my family.
Then my family, for which victory is foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
It's like the main character of a video game. So whatever it takes, I'll kill you. Temper, someone like someone needs a nap. He's not exaggerating. It's a gift to mankind itself. Onikuma's laugh peeled across the courtroom and the curtains closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For all of us who were still alive, our worst fears kept multiplying. It was kind of despair that felt blind puppy in hell had more future than us. Why would a puppy be in hell? A puppy would always go to heaven. Get it right, Makoto. What's kind of despair? Oh, hello.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
Oh, I get what's happening. Oh.
After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
Oh. It's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student.
My, you really took me by surprise there.
Remember those 15?
I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Alright, that's what's happening. Boy's Life of Despair, Chapter 2. Ten students. Interesting. And we got the crazy diamond present. Guys, we're going to end the stream and episode there. Hopefully you did all enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to let me know down in the comment section. Again, follow on Twitch. You can see the little Twitch affiliate thing up in the corner, pretty close to hitting that 50 goal. So again, follow that and you will get these episodes early, obviously when I go live on stream. All links are down below. We're going to save there and I'll see you all in another episode of Danganronpa. Gonna end it all there.
Gonna put the pedal to the metal, keep my medal on the flow, so you know you can't touch this. MC hammering the bits, swimming any tangle rhythm, and I bet I can still rap like this. Doesn't matter where you come from, I bet your flow, your skills, or your rhythm can't match this. We're both the kings of your pawns, it's a chess game that you can't win.